All right, these are your 2.4 notes, and it is so very, very important that you follow along with these notes and you really understand what's going on. We will use this skill almost every day in math for the rest of your 4 years in high school, so you've got to get this skill down. The goal of one-step equations is to get the variable or letter on one side of the equal sign and the number on the other. What you do to one side of the equation, you must do to the other side. All right, so we're first going to talk about addition. And we all know that the opposite or inverse of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to tell you a little story about how we figure out how to work these problems. So the first thing I want you to do on your paper is draw a line to separate. These are the two sides of the equation. I like to think of them as little houses. So we got a little house here and a little house here. All right. The letters could be an X, could be a P, could be an A, any letter. The letters in math want to be by themselves. They want to be alone in their house. So we have to move the numbers out of their house. So if we look right here, in this side of the house, there's an X plus 3, and on this side, there's a 12. So the X, he wants to be alone. And how we get an X alone is to get that 3 out of the house. Well, to move a plus 3, we say minus 3, because 3 minus 3 is 0. What I do to one side of the equation, I have to do the exact same thing to the other. So on this left side, the 3's canceled out. All I have left is X in that house. He's as happy as can be. I copy down my equal sign. And on the right side, I say 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 is 9. The X is alone. There's just numbers. We are happy. All right, let's do the next one. Draw a line to separate the two sides. I'll draw my house. You don't always have to draw the roof. I'm just using it for an example. So there's a 21 in the house with the X, and the X does not want to be in the house with the 21, so the 21 needs to go away. The opposite of addition is subtraction. 21 minus 21 is 0. That goes away. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. On the left side, all I'm left with is an X equals negative 8 minus 21 is negative 29. And that's your answer. We're happy with that. All right, draw your line on number 3. Still got my house. This time, the X is over here. He's in the right side house. That is fine. The X gets to stay where he is, and the 5 still needs to get out because wherever the X is, the numbers don't want to be. So to move a plus 5, I say minus 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. That marks out. 24 minus 5 is a 19 equals, and the only thing left on that right side is an X, and that's what we wanted. So the X, he can't move back and forth. If you write X equals 19, I'm not going to be happy because the X is on this left side and he needs to, on the right side, and he needs to stay on the right side where he is. He can't be jumping back and forth between houses. All right? Oh, that's my bad. All right, let's look at number 4. Got to draw my line. So the X is on the right side, and he's got a 4 in his house. Well, the opposite of plus is minus 4. That makes it 0. It cancels out. Minus, what I do to one side, I got to do to the other. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8 equals, the only thing left on the right is X. And I'm happy. All right? So now we're going to do some subtraction problems. And the opposite or inverse of subtraction, well, is addition. So this will make sense in a second. So let's go up here to number 5. Step 1, draw your line, separate your equation. All right. The x has this 3 in the house with him. He wants the 3 to go away. To move a minus 3, the opposite is plus 3. So I add 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. That cancels out. I'm left with an x on the left side. 12 plus 3 is 15. All done. Draw your line on number 6. The minus 21 is in the x's house and he needs to leave. The opposite of minus 21 is plus 21. Well, negative 21 plus 21 cancels out. I'm left with an x on this side. Negative 8 plus 21 is a 13. When you type them in your calculator, you have to type them in the order they're written in. Negative 8 plus 21. If you write 21 plus negative 8 or 21 minus 8, it just doesn't always work out. So you always got to do it in order. Number 7. The negative 5 needs to get away from the x because the x is on this side of our house. So how do I move a negative 5, a minus 5? Well, I add it, plus 5. He marks out, becomes 0. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. 75 plus 5 is 80, equals, and all I have left on that side is an x. All right, number 8, last one. Draw your line. All right, over here I've got this negative 4 that's in this x's house that needs to go away. How do I move a minus 4? I plus a minus 4. Negative 4 plus 4 becomes 0. Negative 4 plus 4 on this side also becomes 0. That's okay though. So this x happens to equal 0. All right, I think that's pretty straightforward. When you see addition, you subtract. When you see subtraction, you add. What you do to one side, you have to do the other. We have a few that can be weird sometimes. Remember that the opposite of a negative is a positive. So, draw your line. I've got this guy, this negative 12 over here at the x. Well, he is not welcome to stay. And there's an addition going on between the 12 and the x, so that makes me think I would subtract. But if you say negative 12 minus 12, that actually gives you a negative 24. It doesn't give you a 0. So we can't do that. That'll just make it even worse. So when I see that negative 12, I need to do the opposite and write plus 12 because plus is, or positive is opposite of negative. The negative 12 plus 12 marks out. I get x equals 14 plus 12 is 26. Number 10, draw your line. All right, this one I see that plus, but then it's a negative 3. And when we look at that negative 3, we need to remember that the opposite of a negative 3 is a plus 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. That marks out. X is left on the left side, and it's 18 on the right side. All right, the last one, I've got a negative 10 over here with my x that needs to go away. The opposite of a negative is a positive, so I'm going to write plus 10. That makes that cancel out. 45 plus 10 is 55, and all I have left on that side is the x. All right, I want you to turn over to the next page. I want you to turn to the very last page in this packet. It should look like this. I need you to do 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. These problems on your own and turn them into me so I can see if you understand what we're doing. Do not do the entire packet. Just do 29 through 38 on the very, very back page. Thanks.